we're better than that. We started out great. Had some really good things happening. Sammy went down on bars, and it, I don't know. I think it sort of just broke the momentum for us a little bit, and it felt like we were just fighting to recapture the momentum the rest of the night. It was nothing horrible that went on the last two events. Nothing that can't be explained by a first meet of the year and those kinds of things. But I felt like the mentality dropped. I felt like the atmosphere kind of got sucked out of the room a little bit, and we just never really got going again. And so we're pleased with a lot of moments. There's a lot of good moments that happened out there tonight. The first two events we were on fire and looked in mid-season form. I mean, that was encouraging to see. And so we just got to regroup and get back in the gym. And I just told them before we came in here, we just that's where we've got to improve. We've got to have a little more fire in our belly than to let a momentary adversity set us back like that. And we've just got to be a little more mentally strong and unflappable in those situations. Not mad, happy with a lot of great things, but feel like we kind of let a great opportunity to get a great opening score. We had a good opening score. We had the opportunity to get a great one, and it slipped out of our hands a little bit. So we get back in the gym, get better, and that's the plan.
Kaya, just what does it mean to get it back out there? Obviously, last year was very different compared to what we're used to around here, to have the kids and the screams and everything back. What did it mean to you guys?
It means so much just to have all the fans back in the PMAC. Everybody brings so much energy, and it definitely helps us. So to have the fans back in over 2 years, it felt really, really good, and I can't wait to be back in the PMAC in 2 weeks.
Haley getting her name in the rafters tonight. Can you just talk about, her hard work and, what that means for the program and her as a person?
Haley.
Yeah, about the banner drop for her.
Oh, I was like, I thought you, never mind. That was so cool and so deserving. She's humble, she's graceful, she's powerful, she's amazing, and she deserved it. So it was so cool to watch it, and I almost started crying because she's just such an amazing person. She's way more than the gymnast that I feel like everyone sees, and we know her personally, and it was so rewarding, and it was amazing.
Coach in the front, what, if anything, can you say about Sammy? How's she doing? How's the injury?
We don't really know at this point. Dr. Bankston's looked at it, and clinically, observation, he thinks she'll be okay, but we'll get a scan and see if there's anything further. But it'll probably be a little while. At the very least, there's going to be some recovery time from it. There's something going on in her forearm. We just aren't real sure.
And what was going through your head as it happened? You must have felt.
Well, she came off the bar to do the release, and I'm standing under, and it looked perfect. And as I moved out to get ready for the dismount, I turned around and she was on the bar. So I'm not real sure what happened when she caught, because I didn't see anything standing underneath it that looked off at all. I mean, she's one of the most consistent kids we've ever had, and yet for whatever reason she seems to be a little snake bit at the moment. But so I don't really know if she got her finger caught under her when she caught the bar, or what the actual deal was. She's not even sure. It happened so quick. She just not real sure. She just knew she couldn't open her hand. Her hand was stuck like this, and we could pry it open, and it hurt. But the good news is she could hold it open, and that generally means that hopefully everything's intact. We hope.
Kaya, you guys are so talented, and you kind of have, a good blend now of girls as far as where they're at in their gymnastics. Coach talks about the mental toughness that you guys need, and it always seems to be beam that seems to be the issue. What as an athlete can you do? What can you all focus on to improve what seems to be the missing piece for y'all?
I think that just starts in the gym, just day in and day out, being able to do the same thing every single day, and not letting anything affect you. And when we get on this big stage, if we can do that in the gym, we can do it here no matter what. So I think we just have to be more mentally tough in practice, and just consistent with everything we do, so when we get out here, nothing phases us.
But I guess we saw it last year, I think, in finals, too.
Yeah.
An injured teammate tends to just be something you're not used to. You can't practice for that. Is that?
Right. Yeah, I think it's just trying to make sure nothing can get in our head, no matter what it is. Obviously, it's harder to see your teammate go down. You obviously want her to be okay, and you're worried about her, but in the moment, we have to be able to separate, like, this is what we have to get done, and then after the meet, check on that type of stuff.
You know, the trick, and I'll add to that, the trick to this whole thing is that, you know, when we're in our gym, we've got a controlled environment. It's difficult sometimes to replicate what it feels like in this arena. And it's easy for human beings to become complacent when they feel like they're on autopilot and there's no variables that are coming at them. And when we're in that controlled environment, you know, we see less distraction. We try to create some from time to time just so they'll handle it, and we put them in situations to try and mimic that the best we can. But nothing can replace, you know, the sense that they feel when they're in this arena. So you generally expect to see some mistakes in your first competition out. You don't expect to come out and go 198 and look like you're ready to win the national championship. That's in April. I don't have an issue with the mistakes, but when I feel like it's a mental connection, that's when we know we've got to get back in the gym and really get them to understand they're in control of that. They're in control of their minds, and they're a great training team. They do amazing with what we're asking them to do. Heart's in the right place, and when you have that, you've got the makings of a great team. We've just got to tighten it up a little bit.
For any of you, can you just kind of walk through the last week of, you know, you've been preparing for so long, and then kind of last minute West Virginia drops out and you're not sure what's going to happen, and Centenary, you know, comes in last minute?
Go ahead.
I think for us, we were prepared. We know COVID is, you know, it's hounding a lot of people right now. So I can't say that it came as like a huge surprise, honestly. Like, obviously we want everyone to be healthy and safe, and we want everybody to be in their best place to go like against us. But I don't think it came as like that big of a surprise. We just, like he said, we have to be mentally tough no matter who we're going against. So last minute, we went into it the same way we'd go into it if West Virginia was our component. So I don't think it really changed anything for us, honestly.
Coach, can you just talk about KJ's night? And obviously, I think she was floor champ, had a pretty good vault as well.
Yeah, no, you know, when we got KJ, she had changed gyms and had been in the elite program and had dropped back and had some injuries, and we weren't real sure walking into this year what we were going to have. But she is as explosive an athlete as we have. I mean, just powerful, super talented. Working on her belief system, and I think tonight did a lot for that, to build her confidence, to make sure that she came through in the clutch. I mean, we weren't tearing it up on floor, and she went out there and got the only 9-9 we had on that event tonight. So great job for a freshman, you know, first meet in college and experiencing this whole thing for the first time. She was nervous, and she tried to salute the judge 3 or 4 times on vault before the judge was ready, and you know, those kinds of things happen, and we laugh about them, but it was great to see her do as well as she did.
Coach, you said on Wednesday that you were looking for a leader of the group. Mm-hmm. So, you know, a couple of days later, do you have any early indications of who that might be?
Yeah, I'm sitting by 2 of them. I'm sitting by them, and I challenge them. I challenge them often, and they can attest to that. To assert themselves and to take the reins and make this their team. And you know, they do a good job. You know, but I challenge them to do more. I think we have great leaders throughout our team, but I think these two, one is more vocal than the other, but both set an example by the way they go about their business and the efficiency with which they work and the tone that they set and the way that they conduct themselves in the real world. And you know, so yeah, I'm looking for, you know, for me as a coach, I'm just looking for a little more chest pounding, you know, fire in the belly, you know, get on my back and let's go. And, you know, they've got it. They're great. They're great leaders in so many ways. You know, I'm not complaining at all. I'm just challenging them to continue to get better.